I heard Jaja voice is calling, calling all his children, saying Mount Zion gates are open.
Greetings and welcome to Jesse I Interviews. My name is Jesse I, and I'm recording this on the unceded lands of the Kulin Nation in a place traditionally called Naarm, now known to the world as Melbourne, Australia. I've been a reggae DJ, selector and radio announcer for well over 2 decades now, and the idea behind this podcast is to present interviews from my archives in a completely unedited format. Some of the really old ones make me cringe a little. There's a lot of yes eyes in this one, for example, but I think these make for an interesting historical snapshot. In this case, we have the roots singer Peter Broggs, who died in 2015 and whose career doesn't seem to be particularly well documented, despite him being a real legend of reggae music. This interview is from sometime around September or October 2000, about 4 years before he suffered a stroke which left him paralysed on one side. I couldn't afford international phone calls back at this time, but I made this call from the production studio of SRA-FM, a student radio station at RMIT University, and thankfully nobody ever complained about it. So here we go. Jesse I interviews Peter Broggs back in 2000.
I heard Jaja voice is calling, calling all his children, saying Mount Zion gates are open.
All right, Peter, can you still hear me?
Sure.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna pre-record this for my radio show. So I'm just gonna do the intro.
You know what's that?
You all right?
Everything is fine, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just gonna do the intro as if it's for radio, and then I'll play it on my radio show on the weekend. So
okay.
I'll just read the intro. With me right now, I'm joined on the line to Jamaica by longtime roots singer Peter Broggs. Peter, thank you for joining me here on Chant Down Babylon.
Yeah, man. Greetings and one love in the blessed name of His Imperial Majesty, man. And to all the people in Australia, one love to them,
Yes, I. All right, well, if you can please start at the beginning, maybe tell us where and when you were born.
Well, I was born in a village, little village they call Richmond, in Hanover, in Jamaica.
Okay.
And then, growing up, I used to be singing very, very much when I was a little youth. I used to walk everywhere, run around in the bush and sing. Yeah.
Okay. What sort of songs?
I leave when I was like 17 and go to Kingston and find myself deep in the music. I started to hang around Randy's Record Mart in downtown Kingston and get acquainted with the music, and yeah, that's how it started.
Right. What year was that you started hanging around Randy's?
Well, when I started hanging around Randy's, it was like in 1974, I think, and late 1973, 74.
Right. So the real roots music would have been starting then, or underway.
Definitely, because that is when Bob Marley was on the rise. Yeah, and Jacob Miller, Toots and the Maytals, and Gregory Isaacs, Dennis Brown, yeah, and a few really cultured reggae group in Jamaica, Roots. Yeah.
Would have been a real scene around Randy's at that time, yeah?
Say that again?
It would have been a real scene at Randy's at that time.
Oh, yeah, man, because that's right at Chancery Lane. And that was like the office for reggae music that time, because everybody used to hang out right there, in the corner at Chancery Lane. And all over the world, anyone want to meet somebody, they always come right to Chancery Lane to find them. It was like a big reggae office, upon the lane there,
Yes, sir. So how did you get your first break in the business?
Well, my first bite was I go to Kingston. I work for about 3 years in a factory, and then I get laid off, redundant, because I started to see Rastafari and started to not to dread, and so then. But I used to always sing. So while on my job, I used to sing 2 songs, and I always sing them while I work. And when I get redundant, I head straight for the music with my check. I go into the studio on my own and make 2 rhythm track, one of them called Vank Out, Represent, and they call it Vampire.
If you don't love Jah, you really got to vank out. If you don't love Jah, you really got to vank out. But if you love Him, you live a ever-living life. Jah makes life. Jah takes life.
And next one they call African Sister.
She's stepping up the street. She's stepping up the street of Babylon. She's stepping up the street. See my black African sister stepping up the street of Babylon with her dress down to her ankle.
And that is how I started out and started my own little label, you know, and then I go on from that.
Okay.
Until I get acquainted with all the brethren them in the music business, Prince Farai, late Prince Farai. I do a few singles for him, and I do some stuff for Studio One, and I do a LP for Bingy Bunny. And then I was discovered by Ras Records from the LP.
Yes, I. So I believe that you were the very first artist to actually put out an album on Ras Records.
Yes, because after doing Progressive Youth for Bingy Bunny from the Roots Radix, they released it in London, and there it went in America. And then Gary was a radio DJ at the time, and then, you know, that's what he told me. He went out searching for new records to play on his program, and he found Progressive Youth, and he fell in love with it, and he told me it inspired him to write a song, and he come to me with the song personally to sing. And then I end up doing an album, which is Rastafari Live at Ras 3001.
All right. So since then you've put out many albums, and you've stayed cultural throughout all the slackness of the 80s and the 90s. What was it like for you as a roots artist recording during these times?
Well, you see, I see roots because I only like to sing about good things. I can sing many songs, but I'm going to choose the good one to sing. I like to sing roots. I am spiritual. I like to sing about the Father. I like to sing for the poor. I don't like depression for poor people, and you know, and the suffering, you know, which I know and experience too, and it also lift me up and give me more inspiration because of the suffer that I suffer in Babylon. You know, because of their living and for their material beings. But now the more I grow older, I get wiser, and I know that I mustn't worry myself about, you know, the levity of Babylon and their material. I have to just worry about praising the Almighty Jah Rastafari and to live and to save my soul to enter the gates of the holy mountain of Zion.
Yes, sir. We give much respect for that. I've got to respect anybody that sticks to the roots and the positive message.
Yes.
So
then you see, I want to know, and I've been singing roots music from all those times, and I never even get the real good opportunity to try the world and to show the people the fullness and to uplift them and to let them be strong in this time of judgment, you know, when it's coming closer to the fulfillment of the Almighty. Yeah. So then I know in this time it's gonna be my time. Because I am a servant of the Almighty Jah Rastafari, and He's gonna give me the power to go out there and teach His children who are chosen, and for them to be strong and for them to hold their place in Zion, where He pay for all His people.
Yes, sir.
Because you see, Satan is out there running around like a clown, and he's trying to take away everybody's soul. He's trying to take as much as he can take. You know, so then I wanted to sing to the people and to uplift them and to let them strong.
Respect.
You know?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, your latest album, Jar Golden Throne, finds you recording with the UK heavyweight Jar Warrior. How did you come to hook up with him?
Oh, he's a member of the RA, Reggae Ambassador, right?
Yes, sir.
And yes. And I hook up with him by getting his number from my lady in America. And he called me up and just asked me to do back only Jar Golden Throne.
Yes, sir.
But then I said, it's fine. But then when I go to the studio, I told him I don't like to come and just sing one song. So then I sing 4, I sing 3, and then my friend said, sing a next one for him, man, because he's a nice man. And I sing it to 4. But when I go home, I listen to them, and I call him up, and I said, look, why don't you just get some rhythm track together and let me just do a nice CD, you know, instead of just doing 4 songs. And, you know, if you don't have a lot of money, it doesn't worry, because the music is worth much more than the gold, you know, because it have a message for the people to uplift them and to motivate them. So then I go and I do, you know, like 8 more songs, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic result. I think that's one of the best releases of many years. I think that's a great Roots release. And I think,
man. But you see, I am a roots man, you know. I have many beautiful roots songs, you know. But it's to find the right people to work with.
Yes, sir.
And to deal with it. Because nowadays the song that they release now, you can listen to it, is just promoting sex and promoting material and all those stuff. And the rhythm track, there's no melody, all these DJ songs, it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
So you see, they just feeding the people with the bad wine, and then when they don't have a place for the good wine. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so what?
Then I want to find some good people who good, because I know I can do it. I can sing to the world, beautiful.
Sure.
I can sing truths and rights. I can sing culture music to the world, big, just like Bob Marley. I have a big, strong voice. I just need a beautiful group, a band together, nice people, and we could work, and I could do beautiful works to the people.
Well, how would you compare this album?
All I have is roots and culture song. I don't try to sing nothing more than that. I have other songs, yes, but I don't feel that. I feel as I am a messenger. I am a servant of the Lord. I am here to because He inspired me. He give me all those stuff. Because up till today, I never pen a song. I never say I'm gonna sit and pen a song and write down some song. I get it from the Father and say, go and teach the people that and tell them that.
Right, just come
to cease the war, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, natural thing.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Live in love and unity, to be one people, together, because we are one people, to not let the materialist thing divide us and to make us feel like we are better than each other. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, some of the cuts on this album actually remind me, particularly like the song Hail Him, reminds me a little bit of Burning Spear in the late 70s as a sound he had. Are there any artists that have been a particular influence on your style?
Oh, well, yes, Burning Spear is a really good artist. I like him. He's consistent on his music, on his roots music too. I would like to be like in that farm, to be consistent and to spread my message just like him. I respect him. He's a hard-working man. I respect Bob Marley. He do a lot of great songs, and yeah. All
right. I wanted to ask you also.
And those are the footsteps I really follow. Cause their inspiration lead my inspiration to think more official, cause they were thinking positive. So then I don't want to leave the positiveness and go to the negativeness.
Right.
Yeah. Even when I know the good always suffer all the time for the bad, and the good things always put back the back, and the bad things always be up front, because this is the world that Satan is trying to capture and to be like he's the boss, but he don't know that he's a loser.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, I wanted to ask you, Peter. You took on the name Peter Broggs in 1977. I read when you were recording at Studio One. Was there any story with that name?
At Studio One recording?
Oh, the name Peter Broggs.
You see, Studio One is like a college.
Yes, sir.
In Jamaica.
Yes.
Yeah. Where in those times if you don't pass through Studio One, come like you still don't recognize. So then you have to push to go there, and when you go into Studio One recording studio and do something, then you know, say you're a good singer.
Mm. But what about the name Peter Broggs? Why did you decide to take that name?
Okay, the name Peter Broggs. Well, the name Peter Broggs, well, I never... on my first two single that I released at Henry James, which is my official and original name.
Yes, sir.
But then I went to him, and when I tell him the name, he said he didn't like that name so much. So then he asked me what other name they call me. I said, growing up, they called me Peter, and then, you know, they used to call me nickname Broggs, you know, and I never liked it. I used to cry over it, and so, and then they stick on me, and then I become Pete Broggs, you know.
All right.
So I said, well, they call me Peter, and they also call me Broggs. And he said maybe we could put those two together.
Right.
Yes.
All right, Peter. Well, we're running out of.
But then he put on his record, though, he put Bragg. He put Pete Broggs. He never put Peter Broggs. He put Pete Broggs.
Oh, really?
But then when I started to record now for other people, now I correct it, you know.
All right.
I don't know if yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Peter, we're running out of time. Do you have any parting messages for the Australian Massive?
Right now, I just want to tell all the Australian Massive that I love them, and I wish and pray to the Most High Rastafari that one day I should come there and do some beautiful shows for them, and to show them the fullness and to the real life of Rastafari and the love and the goodness of the Almighty Rastafari. I just want to tell them that I love them and respect them all the time, and I have my new CD out, and I would like them to go and, you know, purchase and check it out, and, you know, can I love them every time. And I just want to have one message for all the leaders of the world, that I am a messenger of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, and he give me this message to give all the leaders of the world, that they must free all the oppressed and all the people who are in bondage and suffering under their hands. And if they don't, I must remind them that He has a storeroom of fire waiting for them on the day of judgment. I just want to tell the world one love and blessing, and that we are one, and we must come together and be one people, and love and harmony. That's why they break a little piece of bread in the church and put it around and give everybody a piece, so that we all should live in love and unity and peace in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. One love and blessing to all people in Australia.
Yes, I respect. All right, Peter Broggs. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Yes, man, and you know, if you need anything for her to come to do something there, you can just get in touch with this lady here in Louis, you know.
Yes, sir.
Same way.
Yes, sir.
And bless all the Rastaman them who there, and all hygiene and sister, everybody, and just God bless their heart with love and life and health and strength forever and peace.
Yes, I bless.
One love.
All right, Peter, before you go, would it be possible for you to record a couple quick jingles for the radio show over the phone? Just sort of maybe...
Yeah.
So, my name is Jesse I. I DJ the name Jesse I. Yep.
Yes.
Jesse I, and the show is called Chant Down Babylon.
Yes.
Yes.
Yo. This is Peter Broggs, and I love to listen to the Root Station by Jesse I. The Root Station, chant down Babylon. Ever chant down Babylon. One love and respect to everyone.
All right. Maybe
you want to do that again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Jesse I and chant down Babylon.
That's right, yeah.
Yes, people. When I'm in Australia, I listen to the #1 station with Jesse I, chant down Babylon. Pure roots and culture. If you want to love the roots and culture and listen to it, just check Jesse I and chant down Babylon. #1 program in Australia. I, Peter Broggs, says so.
Yes, sir.
How that sound?
That sounds very good. Thank you very much, Peter.
All right. And love, yeah?
All right. I'll speak to you again in the future. Thank you very much for speaking to me.
Blessing.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
See you later, Peter.
Peter Broggs, aka Pete Bragg, aka Henry James. I still find it funny that his stage name was derived from a nickname that used to make him cry, and it doesn't even relate to his real name at all. That's it for this episode. If you enjoy the podcast and you want to support it, please become a patron on Patreon. There's a range of levels with different patron rewards. Check them all out at patreon.com/Jesse_I_interviews. Or just leave me a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you use and spread the word. Thanks for listening. Love and life and health and strength, as the late Henry James would say.
Never forget the Father, no. When you're walking, in your talking, you got to remember Jah, Jah. In your walking, in your talking, you got